I want to introduce the first of our guest poets tonight, and someone who's never read with Dodo Modern Poets before. I'm delighted she's here. Sade Joseph. I've seen her read many times at Poetry 3, which is an open mic afternoon here. And when she was growing up in the East End, she had ambitions to be a number of things, including a nurse or a secret agent. I've been there, it's not so glamorous as it seems. But she settled on being a poet, and I'm delighted she did so. So please give a big Dodo Modern Poets welcome to Sade Joseph.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Hi everyone. How you doing? You right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go with this then. My mum gave birth to a rocket. Me. Apparently, I flew out of her womb like I was desperate for sky. I've had a thirst for it ever since. My name is Sade Joseph. I'm 21 years old, and I'm somewhere between the conflict of knowing I'm important and feeling like I'm not. I was born and raised in East London, and I love it most around 6 a.m. when the sunrise is a quiet confession. The air is everything, and all the police sirens, drunk heads and crack fiends have put their loudness to sleep. I heart Chinese food. Duck fried rice and salt pepper chicken wings melt my tongue. I inherited my mom's signature laugh. Mine is the remix. It's way more weird and travels more than hers. If you know me, laughing is one of my hobbies. To wriggle my gut with laughter is a way of giving myself butterflies, so I do as often as I can while I can, because life doesn't always kiss us bright. I'm not allergic to coffee or compliments anymore. I've grown to like the taste of them both. Some compliments make me smile so hard it feels like my cheeks can defy gravity. I'm an introvert with extrovert tendencies. I love to turn up and get down, take me to a place where Michael Jackson, almost any soul record from the 70s, 80s, hip-hop and R&B from the 90s blooms from the mouth of stereo speakers, and watch me dance till sweat leaves me like a lover with too many goodbyes on their sleeves. I am a lover who's never been within an inch of a lover's love. There are stories beneath my fingers waiting to be told. I wonder whose skin will pass by to listen. I fear time so much. I watch time flex its lungs, watch the minutes. I wish the minutes would linger. Sometimes I hear cackles when I look at the clock. But I don't know, maybe I'm hearing things. I'm broke. I'm kind of put together. I could fall apart anytime soon, but I'm learning to be a stack of nails. I have the biggest crush on stability. I make music and spill my poems, not to sound cool or to look cool, but I do them hoping they pay off and they pay me, that my crafts can pay the bills so I can pay dead-end jobs, don't mind. Earlier last year, I was at the edge of myself, ready to jump. I was ready to set parts of me I disliked on fire. If there was a way out of these bones, believe I would have headed for the exit. It took a while, but as soon as I found beauty here, I worked on loving myself to the point where my self-esteem is a vase that won't break no matter how many times it gets knocked over. And yeah, I still got way more loving to do. Okay, cool. This is a few things I know. So, I know you can cleanse yourself thoroughly every day and still end up smelling like hopelessness. I know the upside of having a cold war within you in the pinnacle of summer is that it keeps you cool. I know music is the only liquor we all drown ourselves in. I know it takes the whole entire body to pronounce love. I know to love yourself in any shade of brown your skin owns is a kind of revolution. I know apologies don't have much worth if you have an insufficient amount of air in your lungs. I know false promises are liquid, they'll slip through your fingers when you attempt to hold them. I know absence doesn't always make the heart grow fonder, sometimes it makes it grow sore. I know you can miss people more when you're with them than when you're not. I know the first time I felt high was with a guy named Andre. He and I sat as close as our fingers are when we clench our fists in anger. His breath was Basquiat. My cheeks A vacant canvas to let loose its genius on. I inhaled it like weed smoke. I know he was the first song my heart wore its dancing shoes for. I know my parents raised me with gravity in their voices, so I have no choice but to stay grounded. I know my father's hugs are an ocean I sink into whenever he wraps his arms around me. I know my mother's relationship with hers were two cars colliding into a kiss fight, so she had been planning to love me concrete decades before I was conceived. I know some blessings and curses are joined by the hip. I know people who wear their struggle like a fashion statement. I know if I was to walk in their shoes, I'd get sores on my feet. I know stress is a serial killer that leaves its fingerprints on the body and never gets caught. I know the moon is a theft, but she is the only one of her kind I'd ask advice from. I'd ask her how to master the art of surrendering. I know surrendering and giving up aren't blood related. I know a lot of us live in the poor neighborhood of our own fears and wish we had enough courage to locate somewhere else. Thank you. Cool. So this is the last poem of this set. This is actually a prompt I found, writing letters to your body. So, to the body. Dear hands, remember the last time you held onto old feelings so long they started to collect dust like antiques? When you lost your grip, you ended up with rope burns. You've known to be soft. Your softness is known to help heal. Don't do anything that causes you to be rough. Dear heart, I admire you. The mess I made out of you left you looking like a bloody murder, and yet you still showed up to the hurt with your fists up, ready to fight. Dear eyes, I doubt I'll be able to afford a real telescope, so you are all I have. Look deeper into everything that unfolds in front of you. Make sure you don't settle for what it appears to look like on the surface. Their chest. I stopped saying you are a burden when you were just too heavy for me to carry. On those days, I'll apologize for being weak. Their brain. I told you want to clean up around here. Open the blinds and let the light slow its way in through the windows. You would be a much more functioning environment to be in. It doesn't ache to think here like it used to. Their heart. When all else fails, I know I can count on you. You are my lucky number. Their shoulders, stay sturdy. Their spine, try to be upright. Your posture shouldn't be a question mark. Their legs, you are my means for transportation. The only vehicle I don't need a license for. If you don't move, hope will not be practical. It will just be wishes in disguise. Their heart. I know you hated the smell of metal, hence why I got rid of the padlock on my ribs. I want you to show people what you're made of. Speak as if the wind is concerned with the footsteps of your voice. Their lungs, sing loud from your rooftops, so everyone down below knows you stand for the anthem of breath, their existence. You matter. Can't stress how much you matter. See, sometimes you eat doubt for breakfast and don't have anything else for the rest of the day, leaving your stomach to swell with the ache of hunger pains, and it's not healthy. So fix up. Thank you.
Wonderful show there, Joseph, giving us plenty of reasons to be positive and to hope. More applause, please.